As Microsoft continues their push to be everywhere, especially on the Android mobile platform, you've got high-profile people from Sony dipping out and looking for new pastures. You've got rumors of new Xbox games moving over to PlayStation. There's just quite a bit happening, so you're at the right place for the latest news. Let's get the drop and on to the actual story. So, if you haven't heard, Microsoft has been doing this massive push, and the recent case in court with Google enabled Microsoft to be able to push their games onto the actual Android store, where you can buy your games and play them immediately on your mobile device via Xbox Cloud Gaming. Now, this was supposed to go live on November the 1st, but as expected, Google has managed to get a temporary, I think a preliminary injunction in order to block this, and as such, it's now back in the courts waiting for a final decision. Sarah Bond here says, at Xbox, we want to offer players more choice on how and where they play, including being able to play and buy games directly from the Xbox app. I recently shared our ambition to unlock these features first with the Google Play Store on Android devices in the US, so this would only be available in the US, while other app stores adapt to meet consumer demand. Due to a temporary administrative stay recently granted by the courts, so it wasn't a preliminary injunction, it was an administrative stay, we are currently unable to launch these features as planned. Our team has the functionality built and ready to go live as soon as the court makes a final decision. I guess if it says no, then it's not going live. We are eager to launch and give more choices and flexibility to players. Regulations should be championing more consumer choice, flexibility, and competition, says Cole Eastwood. And as far as I'm concerned, Microsoft has no competition. They gave up on competition a long time ago. But, that being said, this is a bit of a, it's disappointing, but again, 2024 just goes on to show that 2024 just hasn't been a great year for Microsoft. At the start of the year, 2024 was seen as the prosperous child, but the good old tale of next year is going to be great continues for the. We've been saying this for what, since 2016, 2017. That next year is going to be great. We're almost at a decade now where next year is going to be great. We've had a couple good games this year, but I enjoyed Hellblade personally. I didn't really enjoy Palworld. Stalker 2, despite its bugs, I'm really enjoying, and Indiana Jones is coming around the corner. I'm really looking forward to, and if they screw that up, I am going to be royally pissed. But as Microsoft's transition has aggressively continued forward, and if you want to know more about that, do check out my previous video in the playlist, because I've gone over this quite extensively and just how aggressive they are being in terms of just pushing ahead with this whole play anywhere structure, and we should potentially hear something at the Game Awards regarding this. But it's a shame that this has actually been put on hold. I actually think this is actually one of the good things that can come from it. I know this is all about avoiding that 30% tax that Google will charge, because I still believe personally that 30% is ridiculous, especially when Google isn't hosting anything really regarding this. So I think 30% is just ludicrously bad, and I think at this point the courts should really look into it. And it's not just Google, Microsoft, Sony, Steam, all of them. That 30% charge is way too high. It should be reduced to something like 10% at maximum. But that's just my thoughts. Shuhei Yoshida is leaving PlayStation on January 15, 2025. The dude is a legend. He has pretty much been there from the very beginning of PlayStation. He's been there for 31 years. So he was there at its concept when they decided to take the drive that Nintendo screwed them over with. I guess they're really, really regretting that one, aren't they? And build their own console out of spite just to piss Nintendo off. And who would have thought, and who would have known, that after that one mistake from Nintendo, we would have had such a powerhouse in Sony, completely and utterly outside of the 360, controlling the market. But, this dude has done so much for the gaming industry. He's done so much for PlayStation. He isn't retiring per se. He does, and you know, in recent years, he's been really instrumental in working with smaller development studios, indie development studios. In fact, he's the one that actually managed to get Stellar Blade over to PlayStation after he was in Korea and decided, you know, they reached out to him to come and check out the game, and he went over. He liked what he saw, and he just made it happen. Obviously, that's to the detriment of Xbox gamers who were, you know, expecting this game to be multi-platform. But what I'm saying is this guy has done a lot for PlayStation and has a lot for people to cheer him on with. David Jaffe has actually, you know, come out and made a long-winded post, you know, just thanking him for all the stuff that he helped him through while he was there, the chances he gave him. So clearly this dude wasn't just full-on business, he was compassionate as well. And you know what? It's rare to see these type of people in the gaming industry in this day and age. Everything's all about profit-driven or numbers-driven. But to have people level-headed that can actually connect with people and understand people, especially during tough development cycles, you know, and you know, even on social media, he was always kind of on the point, great sense of humor. You know, I'm pretty sure at Sony he will be missed, and wherever he lands, I wish him the best of luck because the dude is actually just awesome. Palworld and Terraria are having a collaboration. 2024 isn't finished yet for Palworld, and we have some exciting news about the next update coming very soon. But first, we want to tell you about something happening in 2025. Palworld X Terraria, more info coming soon. So there is going to be a collaboration between these two. Now, I know there is a huge fan base for Terraria, you know, and people that generally play Terraria also play Palworld. This seems like a match made in heaven and something that is going to be extremely, if there is any DLC, you know, monetization involved in this, going to be extremely profitable for Palworld and Terraria as a whole. And I hope this collaboration actually goes well. I know my kids who love Palworld and they love Terraria are super looking forward to this, and I'm just happy. You know, I mean, when they heard about this collaboration, the joy that just gleamed from them was really something. You know, it's really nice to see that level of excitement again in video games, outside of all the crying and moaning and everything. You know, the fanboys, and seeing just pure happiness was, you know, a true delight. So for those of you that love Palworld, love Terraria, I hope this is actually something really good. Square Enix, in their mission to no longer have exclusives on any platform, have decided that they are on board with Microsoft all the way with their Xbox Cloud Gaming, and pretty much have gone gung-ho. They say get ready to stream some of your favorite Square Enix games with Xbox Cloud Gaming Beta. You'll be able to play the games below starting on 11th of the 20th. So November the 20th, you'll be able to play these. So I think these are, I mean, technically these are playable now. That is Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. If you buy these on Xbox, you can play them on the cloud. These are not part of Game Pass, so you would need to buy them, but they will, upon purchase, are instantly playable on cloud gaming. Visions of Mana, Final Fantasy XIV, and Life is Strange Double Exposure, which I will be reviewing. I know I'm very late to this. I played the original, so I can, you know, get context into our girl over here, because I had none, and there was, when I started the game, there was too many questions being referred to the first game from 2015, so I needed to get into that and play it so I could understand it, so I could, you know, have a better view and perspective on the game when I'm reviewing it. So that is still coming. I was supposed to play this on Wednesday on Twitch. That was the game I was looking to play, but unfortunately family got ill, so I had to look after them, so streaming fell off naturally, as it would. But Square Enix is doing, you know, amazing work here in getting more and more games onto cloud gaming, available to play, because it makes sense. Even if you don't have an Xbox and you have a mobile device or a tablet or anything that has access to cloud gaming for Xbox, you can now buy those games and instantly play them. This is what I was referring to when I said Microsoft's plan. Right now they've got 30 million consoles, but if they've got 30 million consoles and they can make that Game Pass Ultimate, and I'm sure they're going to have a cloud tier coming very soon. But at the moment it's Game Pass Ultimate only. But let's say that goes from 30, I think it's at 34 million. Obviously, that's not including the numbers that's come from Call of Duty and all the new subscribers from the previous games. But let's say that goes to something like 60 or 70 million, but the console base doesn't really increase. At that point, it doesn't matter, because if those games are playable on the cloud, it means that they are running off an Xbox Series S or an X, which is basically an Xbox. So as long as those 60 million are playing on xCloud, that is 60 million players available in terms of market reach on the Xbox console. And that is what Microsoft is hoping to do. Clearly the hardware isn't selling or selling fast enough, but by opening it up to the cloud using the same hardware, if people are accessing it through there and new customers are signing in and signing up to, the cloud tier for gaming, and are playing it through these tiers, and playing these games that are not on Game Pass, but you have to buy them, so they're buying them just to be able to play them on the cloud. Those are Xbox customers that are essentially playing on an Xbox through a cloud, and they are consoles. They're playing on the number of consoles at that point exponentially increases, and so third-party developers won't think twice about releasing their games. Really cool stuff. Now we get to the nitty-gritty stuff of not-so-fun stuff, and apparently Forza Horizon 5 PS5 release was ready but delayed, it's claimed. This is coming from Exetas again. My response is very clear. I think, Forza, Halo, and Gears are staples alongside Fable, alongside Starfield now, in my opinion. These are staples, pillars that shouldn't go, and I'm hoping the Backlash may have changed their mind. Obviously, Colt has changed his mind again by saying, good, PlayStation hasn't had a killer open world racer since MotorStorm, so now he's, changed his mind and wants all the games to go everywhere again, at least until the next time he decides that it's not going to be beneficial, and then he'll change his mind again. Stop that. But, the rumors for this are going to be rife. The Game Awards are coming, so expect a lot more rumors to now suddenly magically appear that, a bunch of other games, the whole slate and stuff like that. You know what? I wouldn't actually believe it until it actually happens. It may be true, and obviously, like I said in my Discord some time ago, I've heard that this game was going and was supposed to be one of the games announced at the previous Jeff Keighley show, but was delayed, and Indiana Jones took his place. I actually said this before the actual show, so I was aware of it. Whether Microsoft has decided to scrap it or not is unknown, but a port of it, at least from what I was told, does exist, but that doesn't mean it's going to see the light of day. Who knows? But at the end of the day, these are going to now be coming out in full force because the Game Awards is coming up. Finally, we have breaking. Bloodborne servers are undergoing maintenance on the 12th, 2024. Now, this is American. This would actually be December the 3rd in the UK, so it'd be 3/12. The same date was hidden in a recent PlayStation trailer. Is a remaster remake announcement finally happening? Now, as you can see here, you've got December the 3rd. Now, if we go to the right, you've got December the 3rd. This is the way it would be written in Europe, 2024. So clearly, you've got the PlayStation symbols there. That's clearly the date that it is referring to. So, who knows? Maybe we might finally be it might finally be happening that we're going to get a 60 FPS patch for Bloodborne. Who knows? Or maybe they're going to announce that you're getting a 60 FPS patch and a remake and a Bloodborne 2. Okay, let's not get crazy now. I'm actually talking like I actually am excited for it. I'm really not. I don't like these games. But, for those people that are super into these games, I'm really happy that this could be the news that you've been waiting for. So hopefully, This will be great news, and you know, on the 3rd of December, you'll actually get the news that you've been waiting for all this time. But again, to me, it was Tuesday. If you know, you know. And so with that, Bloodborne could be reaching its 60 FPS patch. We could be getting a sequel announcement, maybe a remake, and that's, like I said, I'm not going to get too hasty. I don't want to get all your hopes up, all you Bloodborne lovers out there, because if it doesn't happen, I know you're coming straight for me. But, you know, once again, I just wanted to, you know, just reiterate that the Xbox Cloud news is a positive thing for Xbox. This is the direction that they're looking to go, so hopefully that court case will be done soon. I know there's a whole FTC antitrust just being opened up. The FTC is really trying on their last gasp to do whatever they can to Microsoft, because even if Microsoft has a shit, they are going to try and make sure that they open an FTC case against that, because, well, at least on the 20th of January, they'll be out and no one will care. Massive props to, you know, Shuhei, because, you know, a standing ovation to Shuhei and his career. You know, he's had a fantastic career, and I wish him the best. And obviously with the news of Forza Horizon 5, expect more of this to happen over the next few weeks. But hey, that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching, and if you have enjoyed the content, do consider leaving a like, subscribe, hit that bell to stay up to date with all content I release, and I will see you in the next one. As always, stay safe